Hi guys, and welcome to my domain. So, as promised, I definitely wanted to answer y'all's questions for, again, my 800 subscriber milestone, which I very much appreciate so much. Thank you guys. Honestly, like I said before, I am nothing without y'all. Literally, this channel would be nothing without y'all. So, I really do appreciate all of y'all. Y'all have just been a big blessing in my life. So, again, I want to thank y'all so much for once again letting me hit that subscriber milestone. Now, I will be answering about roughly 30-ish questions-ish. I say that because technically there are some that have when I screenshotted it, I screenshotted multiple questions at once, and some questions I'm piling on together. So we'll get into it, and it's about just estimate about that. So I'm assuming that this video is going to be about 30 minutes. But anyways, guys, let's just jump right into it and let me start answering the questions. So the first question comes from, and by the way, I do want to note that I am getting both of these from YouTube and Discord. Some of the Discord questions will be a little bit older, but relatively most of these questions are fairly new. So the first question I got is from Reggie from YouTube, and they asked, do you like ska music? So I know you've asked me to listen to some of it. And, you know, I obviously played the Philip mod that had the ska music in it. And so when I've listened to your recommendations and from the FNaF mod, yes, I do actually I feel like I really just get along with almost any type of music, if I'm being totally honest. There's no, ugh, I hate this music, I wanted to go away. You know what I'm saying? I really don't feel that any type of way for any kind of music. So, yes, I do like it, in fact. So Lucky says face reveal, and honestly, Lucky, I don't know, man. I mean, you know, that's what the mask is, right? That's what the point of the mask is of me wearing it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I want to reveal my true identity. I think I'll just, you know, stay behind this facade, this android that I'm currently calling Jordan. Ooh. Might have gave too much information. Anyways. On to the next question. So, next question comes from Snowtick, and they ask, could you play Brawl Stars? Okay, so you know, I had this idea, and I guess I'm kind of giving away, where I actually did want to do a stream dedicated to mobile games, and now I know some of y'all are going to be like, Jordan, that is literally the most disgusting thing I've ever heard. Shut up. I understand that some people have a genuine hate for mobile games, but there are some that are really good out there. I'm not even going to lie with y'all, that I really do enjoy playing, and I think would be really cool to show off. Now, I'm not saying y'all need to go waste your money on these games, because, you know, those games will suck the living money out of you. But there's a lot of good games out there, and you know what? Brawl Stars was actually one of the ones I was thinking of eventually playing for that stream. So maybe expect that in the near future sometime. Okay, so this one is a funny one because I kind of instantly knew what I wanted to talk about when I saw it. So this one comes from Bitof, who is formerly known as No Name. They said, Jordan, what is the dumbest thing you've heard that turned out to be true? Okay, I don't know if this is the dumbest thing I've heard out to be true, but when I heard about it, I was like, there's absolutely no way that this is true. But then I looked it up and I was like, oh, that is actually a little bit true. What the hell? Apparently Sonic's real name is Olive Garden. It's it looks like it's Olive Garden or something like that. Freaking Maurice Hedgehog. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, what the hell? This is actually a true thing. So, kind of true, I guess, because it was in the Archie comics. Now that I'm researching it more, it was in the Archie comics. So some people are most people I feel like of the Sonic fandom are like, yeah, that's not his name. We're not accepting that. But it was just very interesting for me to find out that, hey, that was technically kind of true in a sense. So I don't even freaking know. Y'all can decide that if y'all want to take Archie Comics' word for it. Very interesting name for Sonic. I don't think anybody would ever call him that, ever. But yeah, very interesting thing to find out. Okay, so I have another comment. I'm not too sure who this was before, but they go by Mr. Beluga now, and they asked me, do I like Fortnite? You know, that's a funny question that you could have probably asked me a few years ago, when I started this channel, and I would have told you I loathe Fortnite. I legit really did hate Fortnite. I don't know why. It just, I think just because everybody was hyping it up, you know, I feel like people always hype up everything too much, and I didn't like to be on the hype train for a lot of that stuff because I felt like, you know, oh, I'm not going with the crowd. I'm the cool guy, the cool loner one that stands out from the crowd. You know what I'm saying? I think I was kind of in that situation. And then I also didn't want to play with a bunch of snot-nosed brats, to be honest with you. So I did not like Fortnite for the longest time. Then my friend Amber was kind of like, hey, you should play it, because I'm playing it. And then I got introduced to another friend named Janelle, as some of y'all may know, and her boyfriend Danny, and a few other people just through that connection. So I was like, you know what? I made a lot of good memories with Fortnite, and I legit do like it now. So to answer your question, yes, now I really do like Fortnite. Ooh, this one was a really good question because it had me thinking. So, because I've been in my FNaF, like, fandom again. I've always been in the FNaF fandom. I never truly left it, but now I'm, like, really, like, in it. Like, clustered once again in it. So, one of my friends, Exile, he asked, which FNaF game is the scariest in your opinion? And that one was a little bit hard. Because there's three that I can think of off the top of my head. And I'm going to tell y'all why each of these three are kind of scary in my opinion. The first Five Nights at Freddy's was scary, was the scariest one. Well, I'll tell y'all why I find all three of these scariest in my opinion, because I find them kind of equal. The first one was scary because it was the fear of the unknown. You literally had no idea what you were expecting. You didn't know what you were doing with the cameras. You didn't know this was a whole new gaming concept, right? You did not know what you were getting yourself into. I found that one to be really scary because I was like, oh crap, I can get jump scared at any time because I don't know what I'm doing. I eventually beat on 420 mode, but you know, I found that scary at the time. The next one I would say is FNaF 4, which is interesting because I feel like a lot of people were saying, oh, FNaF 4 wasn't that scary. Like, especially when it came out in its heyday. I know, like, PewDiePie, Markiplier, well, maybe especially, like, PewDiePie, which is kind of like, eh, is that really it? But really and truly, aesthetically, I believe it's one of the more horrific ones, especially when you have to go to the door and actually listen for the breathing. That was horrifying. Because if you screwed that up, you were going to get jump scared the hell out of you. So I found that one scary. And then the last one I would say is Pizzeria Simulator. Now, Pizzeria Simulator, I say for the fact that I played it on my channel. And if you go back and look at that playlist, I'm like this. I'm very tense throughout parts of it. Because I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to die. Because I played up until the true ending. You know, the true ending, you have to get all the animatronics in your facility. So that one I did find scary for that reason. So basically that's why I find all of those the scariest FNaF game. If I'm being totally honest, I do find Security Breach to be the weakest link in terms of scariness. But in terms of being fun, I think it might win. But that's another topic for another day. So anyways, on to the next question. So Monkey asked, Dark Deception stream win, and I know you've been asking for this. And this actually goes with another question by another person named Tommy, who asked me if I will ever play Ace Attorney. So I will say this for both of y'all, right? I definitely, when someone suggests me a game, I have it down mentally. I'm like, okay, I know I need to play this. I am going to play this. The thing is, guys, y'all might have to wait a little bit, and I really hate to say that, but it's because I'm kind of doing like a lot of different series at once, streaming videos, and y'all know I'm not really even consistent with those, okay? So it takes me a while to get through the series that I'm already doing, let alone get to another series by itself. And so what I'm afraid of is if I start too many series, I'm just not going to finish a lot of things. There's already a lot of things I kind of left in 2021 that I need to pick back up again. It's kind of a bumpy ride with my channel, not going to lie. That's what I get for being busy. Yeah. So I will get to these eventually. I can't tell y'all when, but eventually. So next question asks, will you ever play Black Ops 3 Customs? I don't know. And I say that for the fact is I don't even have Black Ops 3, to be honest. Is it good? I need someone to tell me in the comments, is Black Ops good? Because Black Ops 2 was one of the best, hands down, Call of Duty game in a very long time. Zombies was good, multiplayer was pretty decent, and the storyline was really freaking good, especially since you can choose like how it was basically going to end up and have multiple different endings. I'm a sucker for that, and I was like, ooh, I love this. So Black Ops 2 was like the last game I played seriously. And I love actually the little robots that you could have and you could control against the enemies. That was so fun for me. But do y'all feel like Black Ops 3 is good? I might get it if y'all say it's good. So let me know if y'all feel like it's pretty good. So I got 2 questions from Illinois, and he asked me, what made you start YouTube, and how did I find out about YouTube? So the first question I believe I've answered before, but basically what made me start YouTube was just I really wanted to do a new hobby, you know. I was like, you know, I don't necessarily do much outside of school and, you know, hanging out with friends occasionally, but I don't really do anything else. Like, I'm not out here doing a whole lot, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, what can I do that would like really be fun and interesting and like shake things up a bit? And I was like, you know what? Why don't I start a YouTube channel? It can't be that hard, which it has been a little bit hard, don't get me wrong, more or less with the technological issues. Starting the channel itself wasn't that bad. But yeah, that's what made me start YouTube. And then how did I find out about it? That's kind of a harder question to ask because I don't know the exact like way I found out about YouTube, because I'm pretty sure I found out about it when I was really small. I remember I used to watch stuff like Ed's World a lot. And then I kind of forgot about it, and then when I saw it, I was like, oh my god, I remember this. But then again, I don't remember if I saw Ed's World through Newgrounds, or if I saw it on YouTube. Like, I don't remember, like, my memory is so foggy on that. So, I can't tell you exactly how I found it, but what I will tell you is that through Markiplier is when I really started to get a big interest in YouTube, and especially doing YouTube. So, hey, shout out to Markiplier for that. And this kind of goes along with the next question. Jaden asked me, who inspired you to start YouTube? So, really and truly, probably my biggest inspiration for starting YouTube was Etika. Etika was just, he was just the best. Literally, hands down, best YouTuber and streamer I have ever watched. He knew how to be entertaining. He knew how to be great with people. He knew how to just do everything right, basically, as a streamer and a content creator, you know what I'm saying? So, the news of him definitely hit me hard. I mean, I made a video about him talking about how I felt and all that. And that really did hit me hard because he was my biggest inspiration. And he was probably one of the first people I feel like I genuinely, like, really cried over that I never even got to meet, you know, in real life. So, yeah, he did help me a lot with that, but I can definitely say a lot of other content creators out there too have helped me along my way. But Etika was definitely the main person who inspired me to do YouTube. So this, I saw this, and I don't know if I answered these questions, but I saw this and I was like, you know what, now having some experience with college, I figured I would answer these questions again, if I haven't already. So I don't know if I have or haven't already. But Blaze asked me, what degrees are you aiming for by the time you graduate? What's the best way to map out your plans for college? And what are some very important life lessons that you have encountered? So, the first question is, I am double majoring in business management and communications. I'm basically sticking through that because this is going to be like, after this semester, it's my last year of college, which is freaking crazy. And so, I love both majors, couldn't choose, pick both, love them to death. And the best way to map out college is expect what you might not expect and just go with the flow. And if you need help, do not be afraid to ask for help. Do not be afraid to ask for help, whether that be counseling for your own mental health, whether that be going to some kind of coordinator to help you with your homework, with your writing, whatever it may be. Listen, no one is above help. Even the smartest smart person can get a little bit of a different perspective from someone else, right? And that is perfectly okay. That is perfectly okay. But for me personally, I think the best way just to map out college is to know that it's okay to not know everything from the beginning. I have taught a lot of freshmen. I have talked with a lot of freshmen who were very, I don't know, necessarily scared, but just kind of worried because they were like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if this is the right degree path. What do I do, Jordan? And what I always tell them is, go through it a little bit, see how you like it. If you don't like it, it's okay because it's, first of all, you're only your freshman year. You can change it. And two, it's a good thing that you got that out of the way because now you know, hey, this is not for me. let me try to find something else I'm comfortable with. So just keep going with something until you feel like you can't keep going with it at all anymore. Because you don't want to hit a roadblock where you're like, hey, 3rd year of college, and you're like, you know what, I hate this major. But then again, you want to make sure that, hey, if I'm planning to go through with something, I want to go through with it as best as I can. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would say is the best way to map out college. So the last question asks, what are some very important life lessons that I've encountered? And I'm going to just name one right now for the sake of time. And I'm going to say, don't let people use you. That is a big thing I've noticed, especially when I felt like I was younger. Everybody knew me as a nice guy, and I hate to kind of say this because it's so cliche, but I do feel like people took advantage of that. I feel like people would, you know, they knew that I was kind. They knew they could ask me for stuff. And at one point, I was just like, you know, I'm going to still be nice. But at the same time, I'm not going to let people talk to me how I want. One thing I jokingly told Amber and Janelle and a few other people who were there is I want to try and match people's energy, what they give me. So if someone's going to be a little bit, you know, coming at me sideways, I'm going to come at them a little bit sideways. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to match that energy. I don't know if that's necessarily the right thing to do, but at this point in time, I don't want to feel like I'm being taken advantage of. And so if I do feel like I'm being taken advantage of, I'm definitely going to say something, you know? So definitely don't be afraid to speak your mind when you do, and don't let people take advantage of you is one thing I would say. All right, so next question, and I do really like this one because this is a good question I don't think I've like really mentioned so far. Reggie again asked me, how did I firstly met with Friday Night Funkin', like the game overall? So I have to give shout outs to my boy Phoenix Wright on that. I know he goes by something else now, but I can't fully remember. But he introduced me to the game because he was like, yo, Jordan, you should play this thing called Friday Night Funkin'. And I was like, what is Friday Night Funkin'? Like, it went straight over my head. Never heard about that until I was so in the dark. Like, I don't know how I never heard about that because they did their Christmas update by that time, I believe. And I was like, you know what? I'll look into this more. And so I played Friday Night Funkin' for the first time. And I was like, oh my god, I am so bad. Because I literally couldn't beat it easy. And then from there, started getting better. Now here I am doing mods for the game here and there. And I owe a lot of like my success due to Friday Night Funkin', honestly. So, hey, big shout out to Phoenix Wright for introducing me to that game. I love it. It's a great game, and I can't wait for the full release. So Rake asked me, what was the game that made you pop off? So this is I really like this question because there's like a few games I can think of off the top of my head. Mortal Kombat: The Fatality series with my mom, which I still need to finish. Go figure, by the way. That individual video alone, the first one, it was one of the videos of mine that really started to pop off, and I was like, boy, this is doing kind of numbers out here. So that one did pretty well. Friday Night Funkin', though, and Pokemon Sword are probably two of my biggest, like, things that helped my channel pop off. I met a lot of people through both of those fandoms. Pokemon Sword, I was definitely not expecting. I was like, oh, wow, okay, people still like Pokemon. That's awesome. So that one really helped me pop off my channel, and Friday Night Funkin'. Both of those games, the series overall, I owe a lot of like appreciation to, because it definitely helped my channel get to where it is now. So I believe I've answered this question, but I really don't mind re-answering questions. Like, to be honest, I really don't, because you know what? Some people might not know. But hey, Pico asked me, how did I come up with my YouTube username? So it kind of just came to me. I was thinking of, like, because Batman is my favorite DC character, right? One of my favorite, definitely, DC characters. And I was like, okay, his name is Dark Knight. What can I call myself that is kind of similar to Dark Knight? And then I thought of Red Hood from, you know, from the Batman series. And I was like, Red Knight kind of sounds good. And then I thought of 777 for two different reasons. One, because people often refer to it as the Lord's number. And, of course, it being lucky. So I was like, you know what? Red Knight 777 kind of has a nice ring to it. Like, it kind of just rolls off the tongue. And it's not like this thing that's like really hard to pronounce or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so I kind of just, it just kind of came to me, and I kind of pieced all those little parts together, and I came with it, and I am definitely never coming up with a better nickname than that. So that's basically how I came up with my username. Excuse me if I butcher your name. I am so sorry. Avsal said, How is the username RedKnight777 originated? I just answered that one. And then any personal hobbies. What are your thoughts on the hit game Among Us, which was released in June 15th, 2018? Okay, well, two things. Personal hobbies, to be honest with y'all, outside of YouTube, school takes up a lot of my time, and so does hanging out with my friends. I primarily hang out with my friends on Discord, like with Amber and all them. And then I'll be hanging out with some of my friends from college, and just, you know, college takes up a lot of my time. When I get back into the swing of things, I was in so many different clubs. I was doing 3 college jobs. I didn't really have much time, especially last semester, to be kind of like dawdling and doing anything else. So college, I guess, personal hobby, because I guess you don't really have to do college anyways. But yeah, that would definitely be one of my biggest things I do. And then Among Us, I love Among Us. You know what? I was thinking about it. I really want to get back into it. They have so many new updates, and it would be a shame if I didn't play it again. So thank you for reminding me. So next question comes from freaking Bob. It caused me piss 9 all the time. I'm going, why? I'm just kidding. I love Bob. He asked me, what is my favorite genre of games? And this one kind of goes along with the next question, actually, which came from Rifle Doge, who asked me, what is my favorite game series? So I'll answer that both right now. Favorite game genre, RPGs. Love the customization. Like, nothing too, like, okay, I'm kind of a guy who doesn't want, like, a fully watered down RPG where it's just very bare bones. Like, I'm just gonna level up this character and it just automatically levels me up. I do like the strength, dexterity, speed, whatever you have, that kind of thing. I love to level up those individually. I don't want to get too nitty gritty of like, oh, you're gonna starve to death if you don't do this. Oh, you did this, so now this is gonna happen to you. Oh, this happened to you, so you have to. That's too much for me. That's too much for me to take. A good example of good RPGs that I love is Dragon Age and Dark Souls, which, to get into your question, Rifle Doge, game series definitely is a tie between the Arkham series of Batman and Dark Souls. Love those series to death. And I could replay those any day, anytime, you name it. You want me to play those, I will play those. Hands down, for sure. Okay, so person guy thing. He asked me a few questions. He asked me, what inspired me to become a content creator? What school do I attend? And then also, can you make an Animal Crossing stream? So I kind of already talked obviously about the first one, Etika. But I will also throw out another name out there. Shout out to Bowling Otter. Bowling Otter is probably a channel most of y'all have not heard of. But they are a husband-wife duo, and they are just fantastic. I love Bowling Otter. They are so funny. They're right up my alley, where they're not over the top, screaming in my ear, and I'm like, ah, you know. And then I love their kind of humor, because it's I don't know if I necessarily want to say it's like really mature, because they're not like cursing and this and that like every second. But they're really like, they're more mature audience, you know what I'm saying? And I really love just the fantastic vibes that they give off with each other and how they play off with each other. So shout out to them for helping me, inspire me as well. I'm not going to answer the second question though. Not because I'm trying to be all like, oh, I'm not answering that because I'm being snooty. Just for personal reasons. Just, I don't want to necessarily want people to kind of figure out where they live. Not that I think anybody's going to do anything, but who the hell knows? So I don't know. And then to answer the third question, I have done an Animal Crossing stream. I plan to probably do some more in the future, but we'll have to see. But yes, I have done one, and I love Animal Crossing. Great game. You should definitely check out Perdita, one of my moderators on my channel. She streams Animal Crossing almost like every week. So, hey, if you love Animal Crossing, go check her out. Suave. They asked me, and this was a fantastic question because I love it. Have I ever watched the DBZA series by Team 4-Star? Yes. And in fact, since you asked me about my favorite character, I have to say two. Ghost Nappa and Cell. Ghost Nappa is just amazing comic relief. Like, literally, I was dying as a kid when I listened to Ghost Nappa. He was just amazing. And then Cell just has that arrogant but comedical vibe to him. I love Cell. Cell is probably one of my favorite, and that's funny because I wouldn't say Cell is normally my favorite character in regular Dragon Ball Z, but in Abridged, he's my favorite character. It's quite a shame that I had to cancel it. I definitely understand why, but I would have loved to see what they were going to do with the Majin Buu saga. Oh well, guess maybe in the future, who knows? So next question, Zeppelin asks, am I the imposter? Well, Zeppelin, you always are kind of acting a little sus on my stream, not gonna lie with you. But as I've always said before, my name has red in it. so take that for what you will. But your name also has red in that screenshot. There's a little shit. So B asked me a very interesting question. He asked me, "What is my who is your waifu?" All right, I'm gonna come clean right now. You already know about Lady Dimitrescu. That one's well established. But if y'all want to legit know who is my actual, we didn't say this in anime, it's Boa Hancock. And I know that is like such a weird, well, not like weirdest, but like kind of like, really, Jordan? Really? But okay, like, I don't know. Maybe I have a thing for aggressive chicks? I don't freaking know. But just, I don't know. When I saw her, I was like, yeah, she's kind of a baddie though. Anyways, we're moving on from that. So, Bidoff, or No Name Again, asked me, are you real or a simulation? Well, you know what, Bidoff, I can talk your ear off on simulations, simulacras, all that good stuff for hours and hours on end. But one thing I will say is, if you do believe in a higher being, it's kind of interesting because technically you are in a simulator, if you want to put it in that perspective of their choosing. So, technically, we could be. But then the next question is, how do you set up a stream or a vid, let alone managing a channel? Okay, so setting up a stream, there's a lot that goes into it, to be honest with y'all, that I have to kind of prepare before. I would say the preparation for streams is harder than actually doing streams themselves. And especially getting your first stream, oh my god, there's so much you have to set up for your first stream. People, I don't think understand that. But definitely OBS, big help. Could not do this without OBS. And then managing my channel, it's something that I need to be better at, is what I would say. I know I'm not always very consistent with content, and I need to be. But yeah, I just need to be more consistent, if I'm being honest, with managing my channel. So again, B asked me, do I ship Sans and Toriel? Yes and no. Like, Sans and Toriel is a cute couple, but at the same time, I feel terrible for Asgore, because Asgore is like legit a good guy. He's just made some bad decisions. I don't know what the hell happened between Toriel and Asgore and Deltarune. Like, it doesn't even seem like a bad guy there. He's not killing children, at least, you know? But, like, I feel terrible, so that's why I'm, like, hesitant to ship Sans and Toriel, because, like, I really wanted Asgore and Toriel to succeed, but I guess that's just never gonna happen. Even across the freaking multiverse. Sad. Millennium asked me, do I like? I do like. You know what? I do like. I think it's fantastic. Just a brilliant work of art. Thank you for sharing. Amazing. Ghost Queen. Now, Nicole did ask me a few questions a while back. I haven't gotten to them all, so I was like, you know what? Let me answer a few of them. So this is just one big screenshot of all the different questions she asked. So I'll just quickly kind of go through the list. She said, when people come to your help, what do they usually want help with? Mental health. I'm going to be honest, mental health. A lot of people ask me for my advice. A lot of people come to me like to talk to me and de-stressing things out. I don't mind. But I definitely sometimes do feel like a little bit of a therapist from time to time, not gonna lie. But again, I don't mind. As long as it helps people's mental health, that's what's important to me, you know? And any band or artist I like that's a go-to, definitely Evanescence. Like, oh my god, Emily's voice is just immaculate. Or 3 Days Grace is really good. Like, I'm very much a rock person. Rock metal kind of type of guy. Love that, and those are definitely my go-to. Or probably video game music like Undertale in general, gonna be honest. What is something people are obsessed with but you just don't get? I think overall, and this is just kind of like a general thing, the idea of anime fandoms fighting. I never understood that. Like, when the people are like, oh, but my anime is better than yours. Blah, 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 blah. Or this character's stronger. And I'm saying that from a Dragon Ball Z fandom. This character, blah, 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 stronger than yours. Like, a little friendly, like, hey, this character can be you. It's fine, but then some people take it too far. I'm like, bruh, y'all are just too much. I never understood why people were so obsessive over that. It's ridiculous. What gets me fired up? Ooh. When people have the audacity to be rude to someone else or to look down on others. I cannot deal with rude people or people who look down on others and they think that their crap don't stink. Ooh, I'm already getting fired up thinking about it. So anyways, the next question is, what do I take for granted? I take a lot of things for granted. honestly, like, you know, I think to myself sometimes, like, oh, I wish I had this. I wish I didn't have to, you know, eat ramen for like a couple of days. I want to go eat something. But you know what? At the end of the day, there's a lot of things I just take granted for in life. And I gotta be really like appreciative of what I have. I'm obviously living well, to be able to stream and have a decent PC to do so. So honestly, I need to not take life so much for granted, you know? Exile asked me again, what are your future plans in case you run out of ideas? And I'm gonna be honest with you, Exile, there's really nothing for me because this is a gaming channel. And there's just an infinite amount of games that I legit could really play. Even if I were to play every single game known to man to this day on my channel, I would still never run out of content because indie developers are always creating new content almost every single day that I can just go out and find. And then I also could think of like other games that are just coming out in the future. And then there's also multiplayer games that I could always play because multiplayer games always have a different experience, you know? So I don't feel like I'll ever run out of ideas or videos or streams. I will always have something to play. And that's a beautiful thing about gaming channels. That's what I love about them. Okay, so the next question is, do you enjoy interacting with your subscribers that actually watch your content? Oh, 120 million freaking %. Hell yes. If I didn't, I wouldn't be doing this. You know, I wouldn't be doing live streams. I wouldn't be commenting back to so many people. Like, I love commenting back on people. It always gets me a little giddy when I see comments because I'm like, ooh, let me tell you what my opinion is on this. I love interacting with y'all. And I've definitely I just enjoy it so much. It's helped me with a lot of things, especially I feel like with my public speaking a little bit too. So like, big shout outs to y'all. Love speaking with y'all for sure. And even if y'all are not my subscribers, I still love talking to new people. So yeah, 100% yes. Luke asked me, how do I walk like this? Let me tell you something, my good sir. We used to have to walk like that all the time in PE. That was called the crab walk. No one liked the crab walk. I don't know if I could crab walk to this day, these old bones. I don't know about it, my good sir. But we used to do crab walk all the time in PE. And that's how we do it. So that's how you would walk. And if you were burning, you still had to go through it. Coach told you, get your merry butt up and keep walking. Okay, so we're going to end off on this last question right here by Psychic. And they asked me, do you think that one day you can start a blog? And how's your new dog doing? And if you don't mind, maybe the origin story of your pets. Ooh. Okay, so the origin story of my pets, that would be a really long one. So I'm going to give y'all a very short-handed version of all my pets I've had. I used to have 2 hamsters. I got them from Kathy Lee. She gave them to me. I got my first Shih Tzu as a gift from my parents. I found my cat Duchess off the streets. Eventually became a house cat. I found Rocco off the streets. He eventually became a house dog. I found a chicken by a girl at a fair who told me that the chicken was going to be eaten if I didn't take it, so I took it. The parakeets came from my mom's nursing home because she felt that they would be better taken care of if they were at a home like this. And then I used to have a turtle. That one also came to me as a gift from my parents. And then I had 2 guinea pigs. Both of them came from a pet shop. And I absolutely love guinea pigs. I kind of want to get another one, I'm not going to lie. I really would love another one. And then finally, my newest dog, Knight. He came from Nicole, actually. She had a litter of them, and she asked, hey, does anybody want them? I was like, you know what? Sure. It's so weird, because I used to have like 7 or 8 pets at one time. Now I only have him. It's kind of sad. But to answer your first question, would I ever start a blog? I don't know. I actually did do a blog for school, which, if y'all want to read that, I really would love to share it. I think that it's one of the peak things in my portfolio that I've ever made. And I would definitely love to share it with y'all. So if you want to see it, let me know and I'll share that link with y'all. But yeah, guys, that's about it. That's about how it's going to go for me answering all these questions. My mouth is a little bit dried for just talking a little bit. So I think that tells me it is time to go. But guys, thank you all once again for letting me hit 800 subscribers when I actually did. And then thank y'all for letting me answer all these beautiful, awesome questions. I love answering these questions, and I hope this was informative to, you know, let y'all figure out some things about me. But again, guys, y'all are all amazing. I thank y'all so much for supporting me through all this. Y'all all take care. God bless. All the good stuff. And I will see all of y'all in the next video or stream. Bye, guys. Thank you so very much for watching. Thank y'all so much once again. And peace out.